and welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today, all about Dubai. We usually think of, not Burj Khalifa, not desert safaris. Those are awesome. This is about like the real Dubai, like how to actually live there. And for that, we're going to use a really cool resource, the Easy Way Dubai podcast. So whether you're already living it up in Dubai or maybe just dreaming about moving there, this one's for you.
Dubai has this, this aura about it. It really captures the imagination, you know what I mean?
Oh, totally. But, like with any big move, there's always more to it than what you see in the brochures.
Right, exactly.
It's so easy to get caught up in the glitz and glam, but understanding like the culture and the little things that they don't put in the travel guides, well, that makes all the difference. So how can the Easy Way Dubai podcast help you have a smoother, better Dubai experience? That's what we're going to find out.
Well, one thing I like about this podcast is that it speaks to two groups of people. Those already living in Dubai and those thinking about making the move.
Okay, so let's start with the people already there. It's easy to think like, I'm here, I've got this, but Dubai's always changing, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. New rules pop up, new industries, businesses are always, changing. Keeping up can feel like a job itself. And that's what I like about Easy Way Dubai podcast. It's like they give you this roadmap to not just survive in Dubai, but really thrive.
Yeah, I love that, a roadmap. They take these complicated topics and make them super easy to understand. They talk about how to be successful in Dubai's business world, right? And not just general business advice, but stuff tailored to Dubai.
Yeah, and they actually dive into the unique challenges that businesses in Dubai face, like understanding the regulations and all that.
Yeah.
They even had an episode about setting up a free zone company. They talked about the good and the bad. Really helpful stuff if you want to start a business there.
For sure. No, it's not all business, right? They have a lot of great advice on navigating the job market too, which I hear can be pretty competitive.
Yeah, and what's cool is that they go beyond the usual job hunting advice. They have tips on making your CV stand out to employers in Dubai, talking about the skills that are really in demand there.
Interesting. Was there anything that surprised you? Like a skill that's hot in Dubai right now?
One thing that stuck out to me was their focus on digital marketing skills. They had a few episodes just on that, interviewing marketers and recruiters in Dubai. It seems like if you know digital marketing, especially e-commerce and social media, you're golden in Dubai.
Wow, that's good to know for anyone thinking about a career change there. So we've talked about how Easy Way Dubai podcast is good for people already living in Dubai. But what about the people who are, thinking about moving there? That's a whole different thing, right?
Oh, for sure. And I think this is where the podcast really shines. It takes all that stress of moving to a new country, especially one as, vibrant and maybe a little intimidating as Dubai, and breaks it down. It's like having a friend guiding you through the whole thing.
Totally. And speaking of stress, they don't shy away from the challenges of living in Dubai. They talk about cost of living, the culture, social expectations. They keep it real.
Yeah, and that's so important. They really emphasize how important it is to understand the culture, not just the surface level stuff you see in travel blogs, but the real deal.
Right. Do you remember any specific examples, like a cultural tip or expectation they talked about?
One thing they mentioned was modesty, how you dress and act, especially in public. Dubai is a cosmopolitan city, but it's still important to respect the local customs and traditions. They gave some practical advice on how to navigate that so newcomers can feel comfortable and confident.
That's super helpful. It's all about setting realistic expectations, right? So you don't get that culture shock.
Exactly. They even talk about the visa process, which can be pretty scary. They break it down and make it understandable. I remember them explaining the different visa types, the requirements, the paperwork. It's like having a personal visa consultant right there in your pocket.
Now that's what I call useful advice. And they don't just leave you hanging with the visa stuff. They go into detail about finding a place to live, figuring out transportation, and even just settling into daily life in Dubai.
One episode I found really helpful was the one about different residential areas in Dubai. They talk about the good and bad of each area, like how much it costs, what's nearby, and the overall vibe.
That's awesome. It's like having a local friend telling you where to live. And I bet that's especially helpful for families.
Oh, absolutely. They even talk about the schools in Dubai, which is a big deal for families with kids. They cover everything from finding the right school to understanding the curriculum and how to apply.
Wow, they really do cover it all, don't they? So whether you're already in Dubai or just starting to imagine yourself there, Easy Way Dubai podcast seems like a must listen. But I'm curious, what do they say about starting a business or a career in Dubai? Because Dubai is known for being a great place for entrepreneurs and for having a strong job market.
That's a good point. A lot of their content is about navigating the Dubai work scene. They give advice on understanding the business environment there, identifying industries that are doing well, and even getting ready for job interviews in Dubai.
Do you remember any specific industries they highlighted as being, particularly promising?
One that comes to mind is healthcare. They had a few episodes where they interviewed healthcare professionals who moved to Dubai. They talked about how there's a growing need for doctors, nurses, and other healthcare specialists. They even gave insights into salaries and career paths.
Now that's what I call insider info. It's not just about finding any job, it's about understanding the work culture there and setting yourself up for success.
Exactly. They even talk about networking in Dubai, which they say is pretty different from other places. They emphasize building real relationships and going to industry events, and they give tips on how to make the most of those opportunities.
It's like they're giving you the secrets to the Dubai job market. Now, before we get into how Easy Way Dubai podcast actually delivers all this information, I want to talk about something that really stood out to me. They're really good at making complicated things sound simple, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think what makes them different is that they give you practical advice you can actually use. They don't just tell you the facts. They offer solutions, tips, and strategies.
It's like having a personal mentor right there in your ear, guiding you through Dubai life.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so empowering. It gives listeners the knowledge and the confidence to handle Dubai with, more ease and even, dare I say, enjoyment.
I love that. Navigating with ease and enjoyment. That's the dream, right? So how does Easy Way Dubai podcast actually pull this off? What makes their approach so effective? Well, let's unpack that after a quick break.
Well, I think it's their format and how they present everything. The podcast format itself is perfect for this kind of deep dive into Dubai.
Ooh, okay. So why is the podcast format so good for this?
Think about it. You can listen while you're driving, at the gym, making dinner. It fits into your life, you know? It's all about being convenient and easy to access.
That's true. You don't have to sit down and read a book or watch a video. You can learn about Dubai on the go.
Right. And it's more than just convenience. Listening to a podcast, it creates this feeling of closeness. It's almost like you're talking to a friend, someone who knows a lot about Dubai and is guiding you.
It's like having a personal mentor in your ear. And you can always go back and listen again, especially for the more complicated stuff like visas or starting a business.
Exactly. They even tell listeners to take notes and, remember the important stuff. It's not just listening, it's really learning.
Okay, so we've talked about the format. Let's get into some of the content highlights. You mentioned visas earlier, and I know they break down the Golden Visa, right? They explain all the requirements and benefits.
Yeah, they do. That's a big one for people who want to live in Dubai long term. They explain the investment options, the talent-based criteria, even the recent changes to the program. It's like having a personal immigration guide.
Speaking of talent, Easy Way Dubai podcast also goes deep into the job market in Dubai. I was impressed with how they focus on helping people understand the business world there and prepare for job interviews. They even give tips on networking, which I hear is super important in Dubai.
One thing they emphasized was tailoring your CV to highlight the skills that are most needed in Dubai. It's not enough to just show your experience, you have to show how your skills match up with the industries that are growing there.
That's a good tip. They also talked about how the tech sector is booming in Dubai, right? Especially the need for cybersecurity experts in the fintech industry. They even gave salary ranges, which is super helpful for job seekers.
And it's not just about listing jobs. They give you insights into the work culture in Dubai, which can be pretty different.
Oh, yeah. Do you have an example of a cultural difference they talked about?
They talked about how hierarchy is important in many companies in Dubai. Respecting seniority and authority is a big deal, and they give tips on how to navigate that.
That's really helpful, especially for someone coming from a more, relaxed work culture. So they covered the job market, the business world, the cultural differences. But what about just living in Dubai, the lifestyle stuff?
They have a lot of content on that too. They cover everything from finding a place to live and getting around to exploring the hidden gems that most tourists don't know about.
I love that they go beyond the surface and give tips on really becoming a part of Dubai society. What are some of the more, unexpected things they recommend?
One thing that surprised me was that they encouraged listeners to learn some basic Arabic, even just greetings and simple phrases. They said that making an effort to speak the local language goes a long way in connecting with people and showing respect.
That's a great tip. It's those little things that can make a big difference. They also talked about finding housing in Dubai, which I hear can be tough.
One thing they suggested was looking at areas a bit outside the city center. They said you can often find more affordable places without sacrificing convenience or lifestyle.
That's smart, especially if you're on a budget. They even give tips on negotiating rent and understanding your rights as a tenant. It's like having a personal real estate advisor.
And their insights into Dubai's social scene are great. They have episodes about hidden gems, local events, cultural experiences that are off the beaten path. They even talk about social etiquette and how to build relationships in Dubai.
It seems like Easy Way Dubai podcast is all about giving you the knowledge and confidence to, handle Dubai like a pro. Whether it's getting your visa, finding your dream job, or just finding the best shawarma, they've got you covered.
I agree. They even have episodes that address the common worries that newcomers have, like safety, healthcare, and adjusting to the culture. It's like having a friend who's been there and done that, sharing their wisdom.
It's amazing how much useful information they put into each episode. But it's not just the amount of information, it's how good and practical the advice is.
Totally. They balance giving you all the details with keeping it engaging and easy to understand. It's like a cheat sheet to Dubai life, but in a friendly, conversational way.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Easy Way Dubai podcast, what are your final thoughts? What makes this podcast so special, and why do you think it connects with listeners so well?
I think it's their real passion for helping people. It's not just about giving you information. It's like they want to equip you, give you the tools and the knowledge to really have the best Dubai experience possible, whether you've been there forever or you're just arriving.
I like that. Turning those what ifs into I can do this moments, they make Dubai feel less, mysterious and more like a place where you can actually, build a life.
Yeah. And they do it by giving practical advice, interviewing interesting people, and just sharing their love for Dubai, You can really hear how excited they are about it in every episode.
It's true. It kind of makes you want to book a flight right now.
I know, right? But even if you're not moving anytime soon, it's still fascinating to hear about this, dynamic city and its culture and what it has to offer.
It's like a virtual tour guide in your ear, giving you all the insider tips on everything from the best restaurants to how to act.
And they've created a real community too. Their social media is really active and people connect there, share their experiences, ask questions. It's like a big family for anyone who's interested in Dubai.
That's got to be so helpful for people who are feeling a little, lost or overwhelmed about moving to a new country. It's good to know there are people out there to support you.
I think that's what makes Easy Way Dubai podcast stand out. It's more than just a podcast. It's like a portal to a whole new world of possibilities in Dubai.
I love that. So to wrap things up, if you're even a little bit curious about Dubai, whether you live there, you're thinking of moving there, or you're just interested from afar, I highly recommend checking out Easy Way Dubai podcast. It's packed with information, insights, and inspiration.
And while you're listening, think about what really interests you about Dubai. What are you curious about? Let those questions guide you and fuel your exploration of everything Dubai has to offer.
That's a great point. Turn that curiosity into action. Dive into Easy Way Dubai podcast, and hey, you might just find yourself booking that flight sooner than you think.
And if you do, let us know. We'd love to hear about your adventures.
Absolutely. Until next time, happy exploring, everyone.